Hey there, YouTube subscribers to Train Retail. This week I want to talk to you about the holidays. November, December, it's upon us. As this video releases, it is November 2025, and I want to talk about what I would be doing if I were you, what I am doing, to get ready for the holiday season. Right off the top, I want to talk about how many purchases are being made. Considerably large purchases or significant purchases are made in the months of October, which has already passed us, and November for the holidays. Something like a third or more, even sometimes half, of all major purchases for the holidays are made in the months of October and November. Now, sometimes they're made by actually the item being purchased, or the person has decided what that item will be in the months of October and November. They're deciding what money they're going to put aside and how they're going to pay for a special product for a special person in their life. Number one thing I want you to be doing and thinking about right now, with that in mind, is staying in front of people, in the hearts and minds of your clientele, and the hearts and minds of your best customers. Pull a customer list, see who has been frequent shoppers, people who've been with you many times over the past year or so, and people who've also spent a lot of money with you over the last year. Look at these people and just make sure you're making a touch point, a contact with them. Reach out to them to see how they're doing, reach out to them to follow up on services, reach out to them to see what their thoughts are for the holidays. If you know they're a frequent shopper, ask them now. What can I be looking for? How can I be helping you? Get in their field of vision as early as possible. And in the first 2 weeks of December, I would want myself and my team to be connecting with as many people who are on my top customer list as possible, even if it's just to say hello. Also, my next piece of advice for this holiday season in particular, 2025, has to do with reading the room. In 2025, there are some economic headwinds. They amount to more uncertainty than they amount to real issues. And uncertainty means that there is a fear that something could realize that could really hurt me, something I don't want to experience. An economic recession. I get laid off from my job. I don't get paid because the government shut down, or my business shut down, or tariffs are hurting me, or inflation is really eking into my bank account, and I don't like that. Those are real fears that some people are realizing, but that a lot of people, a lot more people, are having to cope with internally. Why do I bring that up? Because fear can be a motivator, a huge motivator. Sometimes it motivates people to make purchases, and sometimes it motivates people to avoid certain purchases. When I say read the room, it means think about what your clients are going through. Think about the kind of people who are walking through your door. Put yourself in their shoes. And the only way you can really do that is by listening to them. That piggybacks on my first point, by just being in touch and having conversations with people. Hear what they're really going through. Hear what kind of fears are in their minds. And know that you can't make all the fears go away, but you can use it to help you understand how to communicate better. And this leads me to my last point, and is practice for objections. If you're doing sales training on a weekly basis, which I do hope you're doing, one of the conversations that you can have right now is how to counter objections. If you've been listening to the room, reading the room for your clientele to hear what kind of fears they have, what kind of issues might be bugging them, you're going to hear what would be essentially objections, reasons for them not to make a purchase, reasons for them to stave off a purchase, or reasons for them to ask for a discount or a better deal. Rehearse with your team and yourself the right way to handle those objections. We like to recommend a value-first proposition. So if discounting is the first thing you're going to, pause for a second. Reconsider what kind of extra values can you add on? Warranties, guarantees, follow-ups. What kind of premium product can you offer this person that maybe speaks to their worries and their fears? Where a product is sourced, how a product is sourced, can be something that might motivate a person to make a purchase way more than a discount ever would. Just because there are economic uncertainties and headwinds does not mean that the answer to fix those is always to make a discount or to make your products cheaper. Often, it's to make the value of the product much higher by the services that we provide, the services you already provide. And it might have you looking introspectively at what are my policies now and how can I make them better? I'll tell you this to end this YouTube video. We did this in our retail store very recently. It caused us to sit down and think introspectively for a moment about our own policies. We were in touch with our customers, we were hearing their concerns and their worries, and then we had to ask ourselves, how can we address that? How can we help close more sales with customers who are coming into our door for the first time? It has us rethinking things like our service agreements and our warranties that we're going to offer people, and how we can expand those and make them more robust so that we make customers for life and not just customers for today. Go through this process with your team right now at the beginning of November, and I promise you it will be time well spent to help you become better salespeople, listen to your people, and build wonderful relationships with them in the process. At Train Retail, our duty, our mission is to help you to create better profits and better your people so that you have a greater fulfillment of your purpose. If that's something that you want to do more of, reach out to us at trainretail.com, where we have a multitude of training resources like objections training available on our website or one-on-one coaching. Go to trainretail.com to see more. Good luck out there, and I will see you next time.